Now, the A-Team, Republican strategist, Fox News contributor Angela McGlowan, former White House special assistant, senior advisor to President Clinton, Richard Socarides, and Democratic strategist Marianne Marsh. And Marianne, let me begin with you. Speaker Boehner, so harsh and calling out the conservative groups of his party. Is this a wise thing for him to be doing? I know you must be taking some delight in it, but is it a wise approach for him?
Well, yes, because he's trying to save his Republican Party from losses in 2014, because he knows the Tea Party and then the professional Tea Party, Heritage, Freedom Works, Club for Growth, are dragging him down. But now you also have the House Republicans fighting with the Senate Republicans. You showed the clip earlier, Lou. The rebuke by Paul Ryan of Marco Rubio was a slap that was heard across Washington and across the country. So this is John Boehner trying to save his speakership and trying to save the majority of the House Republicans.
It was actually Ryan slapping Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio has fallen mightily here, Richard, to the point that he is just being slapped aside by the leadership and by specifically Paul Ryan.
Well, I mean, I think Republicans want to get stuff done now, right? I think that that most Republicans feel burned by the shutdown.
Well, they're being sort of forced to
shut down
done because the administration fails so miserably.
Well, you know, that may be someone's perspective. But I mean, I think the speaker realizes that, you know, he has to deliver, that the American people want the government to work. They want the government to fulfill its basic function of governing.
But isn't that really a lesson more for the majority? That is the president, the Senate.
Well, he is the majority in the House. He's the boss in the House. He's got to lead.
But you have the Democrats in the White House and in the Senate. Lou, this was smart politically. A divided party cannot stand. Mm-hmm. And if we would have had another government shutdown, Republican poll numbers would have gone down, because my party, my conservative party, we're not good at messaging. And the Democrats would have stolen the bully pulpit and actually said Republicans caused this and blamed us once again. So I thought it was smart for Boehner to do this.
The Obama administration, Marianne, is having such trouble with red lines and these enunciations that they are setting forth and deadlines. We've got what? How many? Can we see the deadlines that they're rolling back here just today? We won't go into too much more than this. Do we have that? I mean, their enrollment. They're pushing back from to the 23rd of December. Payments by the 31st in order to have it ready. Pre-existing condition to January 31st. The small business exchanges at least have already been pushed back. The business mandate has now been pushed back. Is there any clear legal authority that you could cite for us, Marianne, for the president to be doing this?
Well, it's law. The Supreme Court upheld it. Affordable Care Act is law. And what you're going to say,
I'm talking precisely in the spirit with which you responded.
I know what you're talking about.
It's a law. It also has enunciated, defined in the code of that law these dates that this president is, with a brush of his hand, sweeping aside.
I think people want this to work, and the fact is, every
people
day
want
that
it to
goes
work,
ahead,
and therefore he
every
can
day
just
that goes
ignore
on,
the law.
it's gonna be better and better. And the better Obamacare goes, and the better the economy goes, the better Democrats are going to do in 2014, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
It's very clear. Marianne says, Richard, that the people want it. The Democrats will do better in 2014. Therefore, he can ignore the code within the law itself and do what he wishes with deadlines and with whatever element of the program he wants.
Well, listen, I think it's the law.
That seems like a new metric.
No, but I do think there is a lot of the law of reasonableness that goes into this. I mean,
but the law is the law.
They want to make sure that their people do not suffer unintended consequences from the technology infrastructure meltdown they had.
Would it not be better to go through that phase of this before moving a bill to law?
It would have been better. It would have been better not to have these issues.
With the A-Team in just a moment. Stay with us. Up next, sultry Sofia Vergara, nominated for another Golden Globe as she makes a tacit admission about her salary negotiating tactics. She's the highest paid actress in the country. Perhaps everyone should pay some considerable attention to her tactics. Stay with us. The Golden Globe Award nominations announced this morning, and leading the pack with 7 nominations each. the historical epic 12 Years a Slave, receiving nods for Best Drama, Director, and Actor. And the con artist movie American Hustle, which was nominated for Best Comedy or Musical. And among those nominated for the small screen Modern Family, actress Sofia Vergara, who, according to Forbes, is also the highest paid actor on TV, earning $30 million a year, and the shoes worn by Michael Jordan during his infamous flu game in the 1997 NBA Finals, setting a record at auction, selling for more than $104,000. The red and black Nike, of course, sneakers, he gave them to a then teenage ball boy who had befriended Jordan that year by bringing him applesauce, and it paid off for him, I'd say, rather handsomely. Back with the A-team now. According to PolitiFact, they have a lie of the year. It is, if you like your health care plan, you can keep it. Angela, what do you think?
Listen, the president misspoke. I'm just going to give him that. He also said, if you like your doctor.
For 4 years?
I'm just going to give him that. And let's say Obamacare was noble in purpose, okay?
I love this generous spirit that you're showing.
I'm trying to be. In 2010, Republicans took over the House because of Obamacare. And I think the Republicans will take over the House and the Senate because of Obamacare. And that's why you had Bill Clinton, your former boss, come out and say that the law was flawed and that the president should basically tell the truth.
I think what he was really saying, Marianne, was, it's about time to, you've established yourself as the winner of the PolitiFact Lie of the Year. It's about time to keep a promise, which is keep your plan and keep your doctor. We haven't finished the rest of the promises. We don't know where the president stands on those. Where are we going?
Well, given PolitiFact's track record, I wouldn't put a lot of credence into ranking that number one. But
how can you undercut them with a name like Fact in the very trade style?
Just go look at their record, okay? That said, the president ran on finishing the job, which is getting America back to work, getting people back to work, making sure people have access to affordable health care.
Lord, you're not going to do one of those talking points things. Please, Marianne, you're so much better than that.
No.
We bring you on here because of your quick mind and your honest heart. How can you do
and
that?
Flattery will get you everywhere, Lou. But in this case, I believe
you're beholden to those talking points.
No. I don't do talking points. But that is exactly what Democrats are going to run on in 2014. And
but
that's
I didn't
the difference
ask you what they're going to run on in 2014, did I? Do you remember what I asked you?
Yeah, the promises. And that's what he promised to do in his second term. He needs to win the House back in the second half of this term to finish his presidency this way.
I'm going to try this with Richard. I'm just going to see what happens. Now, I mean, if there may be a memo out there, we're going to find out right now. Richard? Where does this lead? The president has a disaster in his hands. Let's cut through it all. The model is upside down. Sick people are signing up for Obamacare, the few that have. We are watching millions of people signing up for Medicaid, and it will likely break the system. We are watching a president and his Health and Human Services Secretary asking the insurance companies to please ignore every deadline in the law, to please do just whatever is necessary. Where is this headed?
Well, I mean, there's no question that the implementation of this has been a disaster for the president. But I think that they fundamentally believe.
Are we still in the implementation?
Yeah, I think,
let's define implementation.
You are still in the early implementation stages.
And when does it end?
And I think that some of the things you referred to are a result of the fact that the law has not been implemented as smoothly and as coherently as it should have been. Let me answer the question, though, because I think that we won't know for at least for a couple of years once people sign up and once people actually have to go to the doctor or have to get treated and have to access Obamacare, whether or not it's working.
When would it be fair then to make a judgment about the law itself?
I think probably you got to wait 2 years to see if the law is working.
This is what happens when
Will this get us through the presidential election of 2016?
No, it won't get you through the presidential election. We'll get you through the midterms, though.
But this is what happens when you
put
get you through the midterms
pretty good.
Before policy. When you put political legacy before policy, and the law has already passed, and it's not the implementation, it's a flawed law. Now, should we totally just scrap the law? No. But what we should do is add amendments to fix it.
The truth is we don't really know if the law is flawed or not because the law hasn't been in effect long enough.
Well, when 4 million people lose their health care, that's a problem.
It's almost 6 million.
Nobody's lost their health care yet.
Oh, actually, 6 million people have had their policies canceled and will lose their health care on January.
But liberals are saying that it's an upgrade because they can go on Obamacare.
They will either have the opportunity to take advantage of the exception that the president is putting in place, or they will have.
But you might not be able to keep your doctor or your medical facility.
Richard, continue this. They're going to yell as much as they like over each other, but not over me. Marianne, thank you for being with us so much. Good to see you as always.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
And if you want to respond to what they said or me, check us out on Twitter. You can follow us at Lou Dobbs News. Go to our Facebook page or go to LouDobbs.com. Lou at LouDobbs.com. Love to hear from you.